In the vast tapestry of life, nature has sometimes chosen to concentrate a devastating power into envelopes of apparent fragility. They are discreet, often invisible, and blend into the shadows of our world. At first glance, they might seem harmless, almost innocent, simple colored patterns on a forest floor or ripples in the sand. But make no mistake, behind this reptilian elegance lurks a lethal force, refined by millions of years of ruthless evolution, entering the sanctuary of the planet's most feared creatures. These beings have no need for the brute strength of a lion, capable of breaking a spine with a single paw swipe, nor the overwhelming size of an ocean titan. No, their power is microscopic. It lies in a simple drop of liquid, a complex biological alchemy, a cocktail of modified proteins capable of stopping a man's heart, liquefying his tissues, or freezing his lungs in a matter of moments. From the scorching heat of Africa where the earth cracks, to the unexplored depths of the oceans, and through the impenetrable jungles of the Amazon, here is the story of the world's most venomous snakes. But before we begin this perilous journey, a question for you, watching behind your screen. If you found yourself face to face with one of these predators, would you know how to react? Flight? Absolute stillness? Write your survival strategy in the comments now, because in a few minutes, you may realize that your plan would not have saved you. Prepare to discover the mesmerizing beauty of those who hold the power of life and death. Welcome to the realm of venom. Number 10. The black mamba, Dendroaspis polylepis. Our journey begins on the African continent, a land of legends, the cradle of humanity, but also a home to absolute dangers. If you believe that speed is the preserve of felines like the cheetah, it's because you've never crossed paths with number 10 on our list. The black mamba. It's not just a snake. It's a biological entity designed for velocity. With its slender, muscular body that can reach 4 meters, over 13 feet, imagine twice the size of an adult man. It is the world's fastest snake on land. It is a living arrow capable of gliding at over 20 kilometers per hour, 12 miles per hour, rivaling a running man on rough terrain. It always seems to be in a hurry, driven by a nervous energy, ready to strike its next target. But its name is misleading, and this is the first trap. Its skin is not black. It displays shades of olive, khaki, or metallic gray, perfect for blending into the rocks and abandoned termite mounds it favors. The name Black Mamba comes from the last vision its victims have before the void. The inside of its mouth, an absolutely ink-black oral cavity, which it deploys like a banner of war when threatened. It is the ultimate warning, a nightmare vision that means you have crossed the red line. Lord of the savannas and forests of sub-Saharan Africa, it hunts with surgical precision. Unlike many snakes that bite and wait, the mamba, however, is relentless. Its technique is terrifyingly effective. A silent approach followed by a series of lightning-fast strikes. It injects not a single dose, but often several in quick succession. Its weapon? A potent dendrotoxin. This is a neurotoxic venom that doesn't attack the blood, but the electricity of your body. It short-circuits the central nervous system, blocking the signals between the brain and the muscles. The symptoms are terrifying. A metallic taste in the mouth, blurred vision, progressive paralysis. In less than 30 minutes, without a massive antidote, the respiratory muscles seize up. Fate is sealed by asphyxia. Although it prefers flight over confrontation, because it is fundamentally shy, the cornered mamba becomes a fury, a killing machine capable of standing up a third of its height to look you in the eyes before striking. It is living proof that death can strike with the speed of lightning. Number 9. The tiger snake, Notechis scutatus, let's radically change hemispheres. We leave the dry heat of Africa to reach the southern lands, the continent where everything seems to want to kill you, Australia. Here, danger wears a ceremonial costume. Number 9. The tiger snake is the undisputed master of camouflage in coastal and wet regions. Its yellow and black stripes, which give it its name, are not just aesthetic whims. They are combat gear, a disruptive pattern allowing it to visually dissolve into dense vegetation, becoming a shadow among shadows, a root among roots. It is an opportunistic and voracious hunter, traversing marshes, creeks, and riverbanks in search of prey, mainly frogs, but it will recoil from nothing. But what distinguishes the tiger snake and gives it its place in this ranking, besides its venom, is a rare adaptation among reptiles, viviparity. In these often cold and variable climates of southern Australia, laying eggs would be risky. Eggs are vulnerable to cold and predators. So, the tiger snake evolved. It keeps the eggs inside and gives birth to fully formed young, ready to kill from the very first second of their lives. This evolutionary strategy gives it a decisive advantage, ensuring the survival of its lineage in a hostile environment. Its attack method is one of patient ambush. When it decides to strike, it delivers a complex neurotoxic venom mixed with coagulants and myotoxins. This means it doesn't just paralyze, it also causes excruciating muscle pain and coagulation disorders. It can plunge a human being into unconsciousness in minutes. Despite its shy nature, meeting the gaze of a tiger snake flattening its neck and puffing up its body as a sign of threat, a posture vaguely reminiscent of the cobra, is a chilling and unforgettable experience. If you travel to Tasmania or southern Australia, watch where you step near the water. The danger there is striped and patient. Number 8. The saw-scaled viper, Echis carinatus. The threat is not always measured by size. It's a lesson often learned too late in the deserts of North Africa, the Middle East, and as far as India. A creature modest in size, but titanic in its danger, watches beneath the sand. This is the saw-scaled viper, often called the pyramid viper. It seems straight out of a horror story. Why? Plate. It is a natural alarm, a macabre symphony announcing the imminence of danger. This behavior is called stridulation. Do not be fooled by its 50 centimeters, about 20 inches. Statistically, this small snake may be the biggest killer on this list in terms of the number of human victims. Why? Because it lives where people live, work, and farm. Its venom is a hemotoxic catastrophe. Unlike the mamba, which paralyzes, the saw-scaled viper destroys the blood itself. The venom contains enzymes that prevent clotting while destroying the walls of blood vessels. The result is terrifying. A single bite can lead to uncontrollable hemorrhaging, both internal and external. Victims bleed from the gums, eyes, and even old scars. Perfectly adapted to arid environments, it buries itself, leaving only its slit eyes exposed, waiting for the passing of an unwary prey or the bare foot of a farmer. A small demon of the sands that should never, ever be underestimated. Number 7. The banded crate, Bungarus fasciatus. Now let's plunge into the humidity of the nights of Southeast Asia. The sun sets, and with it, safety disappears. Under the cover of darkness, an elegant shape undulates, adorned with perfectly geometric, almost hypnotic black and white rings. This is the banded crate, a graphic masterpiece of nature, but also one of its most effective assassins. This snake is a living paradox. By day, it is pathologically shy, slow, almost lethargic, hiding its head under its rings if disturbed. One might almost believe it harmless. But at night, it transforms. It becomes an active, quick, and bold predator. And its diet is particular. It is an ophiophage. It eats other snakes. It tracks its cousins, immune to most of their toxins, and devours them mercilessly. The krait is often referred to as the sleeping killer, and this is where the horror of its existence lies. Its bite is so fine, its fangs so small, that the injection is almost painless. Imagine, a person is sleeping on the floor of a rural house. The snake, seeking warmth, approaches. It bites. The victim feels nothing, or just a mosquito prick. They do not wake up. But the venom, a neurotoxin of extreme virulence, begins its work. It blocks nerve transmission to the diaphragm. The victim passes from sleep to coma, then to death by respiratory failure, without ever having opened their eyes, without ever having cried out. It extinguishes life like blowing out a candle. It embodies this troubling truth of nature. The purest beauty, those perfect rings, often coexists with the most absolute danger. Number 6. The king cobra, Ophiophagus hana. There are creatures that command respect not through sheer panic, but through their mere presence, their royalty. Number 6 is not just a snake. He is a monarch. The king cobra. Forget the snakes you have seen so far. The king cobra can reach over 5 meters, over 16 feet long. It is the largest venomous snake on the planet. When it stands up, it can look a human adult straight in the eyes. It is a force of nature, a column of muscle and venom that challenges anyone who dares to enter its territory. Its intelligence is unique among ophidians. Herpetologists, the scientists who study reptiles, often report that the king cobra does not simply react. Ophiophagus means snake eater. It is a royal cannibal that feeds on pythons and even other cobras. Its venom is not the most toxic drop for drop, but the quantity it injects is phenomenal. A single bite delivers enough neurotoxins to take down an adult Asian elephant in a matter of hours. But behind this destructive power hides an unexpected facet. It is the only snake in the world that builds a nest for its eggs. The female gathers leaves to create a fermentation mound, and she guards it with unparalleled ferocity until hatching, fasting for weeks. The king cobra is the perfect blend of brute power, superior intelligence, and a unique maternal instinct. If you had to choose a guardian for your home from among these snakes, which one would you choose? The mamba for its speed, or the cobra for its intelligence? Tell us in the comments. Number 5. The inland taipan, Oxyuranus microlepiditis. Imagine a substance so toxic, so concentrated, that a single drop could extinguish the lives of 100 adult men or 250,000 mice. This substance exists. It flows through the veins of number 5, the inland taipan. It is the ultimate biological weapon, the most violent venom ever recorded in a terrestrial snake. In the laboratory, tests are formal. No other land snake approaches its toxicity. Yet, this absolute record holder is a paradox. It is sometimes called the fierce snake, but that name is a translation error. It should be the shy snake. Hidden in the floodplains and desolate crevices of the Australian outback, far from all civilization, it flees the world. It is a timid hermit. Its colors change with the seasons. From a rich brown in winter to absorb heat, it changes to a straw yellow in summer. to reflect it, blending perfectly into the burnt earth. Its attack, when hunting its favorite prey, long-haired rats, is a demonstration of evolutionary perfection. It does not bite to fight. It bites to kill instantly so that the prey cannot retaliate. It strikes with the precision of a surgeon and the speed of lightning, often multiple times in a fraction of a second, clipping its prey repeatedly. Its venom paralyzes the nervous system, freezes the blood, and dissolves muscles simultaneously. It is a total attack on the organism. Fortunately for humanity, the snake avoids all contact with us. There are almost no recorded deaths because it lives where man does not go. It is the silent guardian of the deserts, a sleeping nuclear power under the red rocks of Australia. Number 4. The eastern brown snake, Pseudonaga textilis. If the taipan is a secluded hermit, number 4, the eastern brown snake, is that undesirable neighbor who invites himself over without warning. In Australia, it is the real public menace. Forget the distant jungle or the empty desert. This slender, fast-moving killer lurks in the suburbs of Sydney, the farms of Queensland, and the gardens of Adelaide. Do not be fooled by its fine silhouette and small, harmless-looking head. It is a creature with an explosive temperament. The brown snake is nervous, always on edge. If it feels cornered between a wall and a trash can, it does not retreat. It attacks with terrifying frenzy, rising up in a tight S shape, mouth open. It is responsible for the majority of bite fatalities on the Australian continent. Why? Because it loves mice, and mice love our homes. We invite it to dinner without knowing it. Its venom is a complex cocktail, but its specialty is consumption coagulopathy. In simple terms, it forces your blood to clot massively and instantly in your veins, exhausting all your clotting factors. Then, you bleed without being able to stop. Additionally, it contains powerful neurotoxins. The victim often collapses in minutes, struck down by a sudden drop in blood pressure, cardiovascular collapse, even before paralysis sets in. Fast, nervous, and living in direct contact with humans, the eastern brown snake is the constant reminder, right in the heart of our modern cities, that wild nature has not ceded its place to civilization. Number 3. Russell's viper, Deboia russellii. In South Asia, India, and Sri Lanka, one name is enough to provoke fear in the countryside: the Russell's viper. With its robust body and perfect geometric patterns, brown oval spots bordered with black and white, it possesses undeniable beauty. But it is the architect of unspeakable suffering. Unlike snakes that flee at the slightest sound of footsteps, Russell's viper is confident in its camouflage. It holds its ground. Lurking in dead leaves or tall grasses, it waits, invisible. When it is finally disturbed, it is often too late. It then emits a powerful hiss, not a classic snake hiss, but a low, dull sound, similar to a pressure cooker or steam under pressure. It is the sound of imminent death. It is a snake of proximity, living where man cultivates the land, in rice paddies and plantations. This makes encounters frequent and often tragic for farm workers who walk barefoot. Its venom is devastating in a different way than the others. It does not just kill, it destroys physical integrity. It is a cytotoxic and hemotoxic mixture. It causes immediate, agonizing pain, blistering, massive internal hemorrhaging, and often acute kidney failure. Those who survive its bite often bear the stigmata of this encounter for the rest of their lives, with necrotic limbs or destroyed kidneys. It is an implacable force, an ever-present danger for those who feed the world. Number 2, the sea snake, Hydrophis belcheri/Dubois. Let's leave the solid ground for the luminous abysses. Let's dive into the crystalline waters of the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Here swims a creature of ethereal grace, the sea snake, notably the Belcher's or Dubois' sea snake. If you thought the ocean was a refuge that the salt protected you, think again. Evolution has transformed this terrestrial reptile into a creature perfectly adapted to the aquatic environment. Its tail has flattened to become a paddle, a powerful fin. Its body has become an undulating ribbon, capable of holding its breath for hours thanks to lungs that extend its entire length. Its venom? Its toxicity is beyond comprehension. Drop for drop, the venom of some marine species far surpasses that of its terrestrial cousins, including the taipan. Why such power? Because its prey are fish and eels, cold-blooded, fast animals that could escape in a flash. The venom must act instantly. The scariest, and paradoxically, the most reassuring thing about this sea predator is its temperament. It is generally extremely docile. Divers often swim with them without incident. Moreover, its fangs are tiny. But when an accident happens, often when a fisherman brings it up in a net and handles it, the drama is silent. Its bite is often painless, invisible in the water. No pain, no immediate swelling. The swimmer or fisherman only realizes the tragedy too late. 30 minutes later, when paralysis sets in, eyelids droop and breath fails. It is a silent death, rocked by the waves. Although it does not target humans, its presence reminds us that even in the blue beauty of the lagoons, danger is watching. Number 1, the fer-de-lance, Bothrops asper. To conclude this countdown with number 1, we choose neither the snake with the most powerful venom in the laboratory, nor the largest. We choose the one that is the true nightmare of the populations of Central and South America. We must face the specter of the Amazon, the fer-de-lance, or Bothrops asper, the terciopelo, velvet. It is the master of illusions in the neotropical forest. It is the dead leaf on the ground, the branch in the middle of the path, the shadow under the stairs. Its camouflage is so perfect that it becomes terrifying. Unlike timid snakes, the fer-de-lance is bold. It adapts to disturbed environments, approaching dwellings to hunt rodents. Most victims never see it before feeling the burn of its fangs. And what fangs? They can measure up to 2.5 centimeters, 1 inch. It possesses a secret weapon, heat-sensing pits located between the eye and the nostril. Not treated immediately, amputation is often the only option to save the patient's life. Quick, aggressive, unpredictable, and prolific, a female can give birth to 90 young. It is the relentless guardian of the jungle, the one who punishes every moment of inattention. It is the reason why, in the Amazon, you never walk without looking where you put your foot. Now tell me, from the lightning kiss of the black mamba to the invisible patience of the fer-de-lance, passing through the unreal toxicity of the taipan, these creatures embody the raw power of nature. It is easy to demonize them, to see them as monsters. But let's look closer. They are neither cruel nor malicious. They do not kill for pleasure, nor for revenge. They are simply the culmination of millions of years of adaptation, masterpieces of biological efficiency. Their venom, this substance we fear so much, is above all a survival tool, a chemical key allowing them to eat, to defend themselves, to exist in a hostile world where they are themselves prey for eagles and mongooses. Moreover, these same venoms that we fear are now being studied by medicine to create the drugs of tomorrow, against hypertension, heart disease, and even cancer. One's poison can become another's cure. By observing them, we learn an essential lesson: humility. Faced with these architects of silent death, man, with all his technology, is reminded that he is but a guest on this earth, a vulnerable biological being. If this journey into the heart of danger has fascinated you, do not forget to salute the beauty of these animals, to share this knowledge to better understand them, and to remain curious. Because to understand is already to respect, and to respect is to protect. Which of these snakes impressed you the most? Tell us in the comments. Subscribe so you don't miss our next explorations of the mysteries of our world. See you soon.